Hi everyone, I am Kuldeep Johari. I am a lawyer practicing in the Delhi NCR region, and I have been making some videos of lately trying to simplify legal issues and legal topics to whatever extent I can. And so here I am today again to discuss another thing or another topic which is extremely common and must have been heard by almost all of you, which is a stay. So we come across this term very often, and anybody who's going to the court generally is for seeking this relief, especially in smaller towns. But what we don't know is the law behind it or where does it come from. So what is a stay exactly? Stay क्या होता है? A stay in India is the law of injunction, which is defined under the Specific Relief Act, and it is basically an order of the court directing or prohibiting a person from committing an act. So, to classify broadly, there are two kinds of stays in India. One of which is which you obtain against the order of a lower court. So, for instance, say a civil court directs you to pay X amount of money to a person, or maybe you are the husband in a maintenance case and the court has directed you to pay a monthly X amount of monthly maintenance to your wife. And you, for whatever reason, think that the order is unjustified, or there is some infirmity with the order. So you approach the higher court and you file an appeal against that order. So while that appeal is decided by the higher court, you ask the higher court to grant you an interim stay or an interim injunction on the operation of the order of the lower court that you have challenged, which basically means that till the disposal of the appeal by the higher court, you are you are not under an obligation to pay that money that you have been directed to. So that is one kind of stay. The other kind of stay is not by way of challenging any order, but by way of filing a civil suit. So that becomes a civil suit for injunction before a court, where you basically seek an order which directing or restraining a person from committing any act. So the basic difference between the two is that there you are challenging an order of a court and asking for a stay on it, and here you are seeking an order of stay against a person. There are different kinds of civil suits that can be filed for seeking the appropriate relief that is required. There is a civil suit for perpetual injunction. There is a civil suit for mandatory injunction. There is there along with both these suits, there is always an application for temporary injunction that is filed, which is to maintain status quo and maintain there should be no alteration to the suit property till the time of disposal of the suit. And the other two kinds of injunction, which is the perpetual injunction and the mandatory injunction, are very closely related. And to explain them easily, to cite an example would be, say for instance, you live in a room and there is a door to that room which lets you in and out of that room. Now another person comes tomorrow and starts erecting a wall in front of that door, which basically stops you from entering or exiting that room. Now your remedy is to file a civil suit for perpetual and mandatory injunction, and ask the court to a perpetually restrain that person from constructing that wall any further, and b to mandatorily ask him to remove that wall, whatever portion of it has been constructed, to remove that. So that is the idea behind these kinds of suits. So, need to file a suit of this kind may or might arise with anyone, and where you would want to have the person directed or have the person either directed or restrained from committing a certain act. And it is a very common form of litigation that happens in the Indian courts, and it is, I guess, important to be mindful of what it actually is and how can it be used to one's advantage. And I hope this video was insightful and helpful, and I will keep updating more videos and posting more videos on different interesting and very common topics. Thank you so much. Happy to help you.